Hi guys! Welcome to the first part of our program, Allowing Your Essence to Shine. Um, it's such a great joy to share with you those informations because I notice in my work with people, I've been working with people for 12 years now, and I notice there is a type of souls that are coming towards me, very, very special souls that are so connected with so much love, so much light. They are so expanded in the truth of who they are in other dimensions, but also at the same time they are having so much challenging challenges here on earth to be who they really are and to express the true nature of their soul here in this dense dimension of earth. um, and Honestly, this is the reason for which I'm doing this program, and for which I'm guided to put this into the world in English out there in a free program, so that those informations can go to as many souls as possible, souls that are having deep challenges, are feeling deep challenges here in this dense dimension of Earth. And now it's time for those souls to remember who they are, and it's time to go on a collective level through this process so that we can make more the mission here on earth, the mission for which we came here on earth, and to express more of the true nature of who we really are here. So um, we're going to talk in this first part about what it means to be an advanced soul, what are the characteristics and soul traits of the advanced souls, and also we'll talk about the life scenario of an advanced soul. This is a very important collective pattern that I discovered in my work working with many souls. So here we go for today. Um, let's connect first at the level of the heart. Let's get out of our mind, our expectations, and let's form like a grid of light between us. All of us who are listening to this or are seeing this, no matter in the present, in the future, no matter when, no matter the moment in time where we're going to connect to this information. Let's connect all the advanced souls that are coming across this video, because we are really in the same journey here on earth, to remember our essence, to remember who we are, and to connect with the true nature and the divine dimension of our soul. So, what does it mean to be an advanced soul? Um, First of all, it doesn't mean that the other souls are less advanced or that we are superior in any way or above anyone, but it does mean that we definitely do have more incarnations here on earth. So basically we are all souls. This could be another term for advanced soul. Maybe it's even better because advanced might imply certain superiority or inferiority, and in the realm of the soul, there's nothing about being superior or inferior, but it's definitely about how old you are as a soul. And we all know that there are younger souls on this planet. So in this way we can make a difference, but not that someone is inferior or above or in any type of hierarchy, because it's really not about that in the soul. But advanced souls are those souls who are having, let's say, more incarnations on earth, and they are having access to a deep wisdom of the soul. They know something deep inside, and they know, um, they remember the energy of home, they remember how it feels like to be at home, and they remember that here on earth sometimes, and many and most of the times, um, they don't feel at home. So this brings a lot of patterns that the advanced souls are having in the soul, and many challenges of the soul, and we will talk about this next time, because we came here sometimes with a deep feeling of being inadequate on this earth and not being received, not having our gifts received by the others, not being able to share our light and our power and our spiritual wisdom and our truth with the other people. So this is a big challenge of the soul that we are going to talk about next time, I think, in the second part. So what are the characteristics of advanced souls? Um, First of all, they have this deep knowledge at the level of the soul. Sometimes it's a knowledge that is so deep that is not justified by the earthly age they have. For example, I don't know, a teenager of 18, he can have informations about other dimensions, other universes. And especially the children that are coming now on Earth, they have informations about many things, and they are so advanced, and you just can see in their eyes or in the way they talk that they are very, very advanced. Yeah, we have another being with us here, a fly, so welcome. Um, and this knowledge and this wisdom is just not um, justified by the earthly age. I also had this feeling. I started to work with people in 2008 when I was 26, and there were some things that were coming through me when working with people, when sharing with people, when guiding them in their own process of healing. There were some things that were coming through me that were actually not justified by the age I was having at 26. I mean, what can you know about life at the age of 26? I was just entering life and starting my own life. But there was something, a deep wisdom that was coming through me, and I don't know exactly from where. So it's just, this is who we are. We have access a, to deep wisdom, that it's there, no matter what age we have on this earth. And of course, the more we work with ourselves and the more we decondition ourselves and the more we become our true and whole essence, this knowledge might come even more and more powerful and might touch more and more people. So this is one of the main traits of the soul for this souls that I call advanced souls. Then it's this feeling of connection with multidimensional levels and realities and dimensions, and it's manifested by the fact that those souls are feeling light energies. They are very connected with the light and with light energies and with angels and with light entities, but also with less friendly energies. I mean, the advanced souls are also very aware of the less friendly energies that are here on earth, and sometimes they are feeling here on earth like in a jungle. So they look around and they see, well, this is not where I want to be. So this is a deep challenge at the level of the soul for advanced souls to learn how to stay more in their own connection with the source and with the light, and not to lose themselves so much into the energies that are here on earth. And we're going to talk about this next time. Another trait is the feeling of being different since childhood. So there is a deep feeling inside that I'm different and I came here to make a difference, and I'm not quite I don't quite fit into this world, and I look around and I don't find my place because I came here to do something else. And there is this saying that I read somewhere: if you feel you live in a world you don't belong to, maybe it's because you came here to build a new one. So this feeling of being different, it's also because advanced souls are here to be paradigm shifters, to bring new paradigms on earth in all the areas of the life on earth. And now it's the best moment to do this. We're going through this planetary global change in which souls like us who have this blueprint of being paradigm shifters, um, they really have the occasion to do the mission of their life now. So it's really time to start to make that difference. So it's also part of the reason for which I'm doing this program now, for all the souls who feel they came here with a purpose, with a higher purpose. So now is the time. We'll talk about this more in the module 3, when we'll talk about spiritual mission and power, which is a very important aspect for advanced souls. So now we're going to move forward. Another characteristic of the advanced souls is the need of spend time alone, because this is how we connect with ourselves. This is how we get to nurture the connection with the source. And this is how we clear all the structures, all the subtle bodies from interferences and from energies of other people. This is how we charge ourselves, spending time alone. And sometimes what is very useful is spending time in nature also, and spending times with crystals, spending times on earth, spending times into the sun. So this is what nurtures the connection with the source and with higher energies, and with what we know deep inside, that is our essence. So many of those souls are introverts. That doesn't mean that they cannot be extroverts also, but even if they are extroverts, the advanced souls, they need time alone from time to time, just to come back to themselves, to reconnect to the source and to their truth and to their hearts, and recharge. So take time alone if you feel that, especially now when we're going through so much chaos and change and hectic energy on the collective level. Then what they also feel, it's a deep deep longing for depth. So they are not satisfied. These souls are not satisfied with superficial things. You know, is they long for deep connections. They long for deep feelings. They long for a meaningful life, for meaningful interactions. They long for this kind of connecting on a very deep level, at the soul level. And we also, souls like us are sometimes are looking around and they are judging other people like being superficial, and that is just a superficial thing to do. And and especially we are judging younger souls if we have around us younger souls. um, but there is so much to discuss about this because um, it's not, sometimes we need to learn about this young energy that other souls might have, in the sense that we need to learn to enjoy life on earth just as it is sometimes and from time to time, and not search for something deeper and for something more meaningful, and search and search and search and search deeper and deeper and deeper and work with ourselves deeper. We just need to sometimes to let go and just enjoy life as it is. And this is a very good thing to learn from younger souls, that some of them are satisfied just with going to work and coming home and eating a good meal and watching TV, and that's the way it is. That's the life they know. And for us, it seems like, what? I just cannot relate to this. But sometimes it's good just to do this, and just to allow yourself to be into the simple things of life. So this is such a long discussion about this, but what I wanted to underline here is this deep commitment towards meaningful things and life and experiences and connections and all this, which is a big characteristic for the Van Souls. I'm pretty sure many of you who are watching this, you know what I'm talking about. So. Also, this souls, like us, we know from since childhood that we came here to do something. Like we came here, we have a mission, and we know this. Maybe we don't have clarity exactly about what is that mission, and maybe from a point on in life we start to have that clarity, but we know deep down that we came here with a purpose, and that this is something that is very, very intimate to our heart. And part of this purpose is to help clear from the collective old patterns and bring a new paradigm here on earth. And this is the most important part of why we are here, and the most important part of why we chose to be here now in those times of planetary change, especially because we are assisting now a planetary shift that is happening, this shift from the old paradigm to the new paradigm. So it's just, many of us prepared ourselves for many, many lifetimes to go through this time that we're living now. Okay, so part of having this big template of being paradigm shifters here on earth is the fact that sometimes we feel deeply misunderstood, and we feel that we're not received here on earth, and that our gifts are not received. And this also comes from many other lifetimes in which we came here and we brought our gifts here, and our gifts were rejected, and we've been punished, we've been excluded, we've been burned, we've been killed, we've been persecuted. And when I'm saying this, I'm pretty sure a lot of the fear that we have at the cellular level is coming up to the surface to be healed, because it's really time to heal this collective pattern. It's really time to heal all this deep challenge at the level of the soul that we have, of feeling not welcome here on earth, of feeling not well received, of feeling that if we stand in our truth, we're going to be punished, we're going to be exiled, we're going to be burned, we're going to be, that is not valid. That is not valid anymore. That is part of the old paradigm. That is part of the dark history that humanity had. That is part of the old paradigm, is not valid anymore. We need to understand this at the cellular level, that now in 2020, while we're talking, this old paradigm is not valid anymore, and we need to step into our power more than any time on this in the history of the earth. And that we are supported to do this, and that we have all the instruments to be able to do this, and that we have all the support from higher dimensions. And now with this paradigm shift that is happening, we will start to have more and more support here on earth in the 3D dimension, which it seemed unconceivable, until now, but we start to bring those energies that we know they are home. We start to bring them more and more here, and this is part of our mission. So it's time to go beyond many of those challenges, and we're going to talk more about this next time. Another pattern that is a deep trait of the soul that advanced souls are having is this inner struggle of being very hard for us to say, I am here, I live here on earth, I bring my gifts here, and I am completely fulfilled in expressing my whole divinity into this human aspects of life. And it's a really deep struggle to bring our divinity into humanness, and also to allow our human self to express our divinity. So somehow it's as if we live in a separation, in a separate worlds, where our human self was separated from the divine self, and we felt this like a deep inner struggle, and like a deep inner disconnection, and like a deep inner longing. And we somehow felt this for centuries, coming here life after lifetime, and feeling, but getting again and again stuck into this deep struggle at the level of the soul. Again, this is another challenge that I will talk about, that it's time to move beyond it. It's just time, because there is no separation, and somehow we need to remember this truth. There is no separation between human and divine, between this dimension and other dimensions. And this is the new paradigm, a paradigm of going beyond separation and beyond the illusion of separation. And for this, we need to develop that feeling of being home in ourselves, in our skin, in our body, and take that feeling with us everywhere we go into this world, and just transform the reality around us through this union inside ourselves. This is also part of what we came here to do, and part of the new template that we came here to bring. Um, so these are the main characteristic of the advanced souls. Also, apart from the fact that we are empaths, we are very connected with our intuition, we tend to take upon ourselves the emotions of other people and somehow work through them and help others. We are very sensitive to all sorts of energies, and sometimes this is really overwhelming because we are sensitive to dark energies also that we encounter here on earth. And also, many of us tend to have a lot of gifts like clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, clairknowing, and again, many of those gifts sometimes are are getting blocked in many lifetimes where we've been punished for them, and also through the vows we made that I'm not going to bring those gifts here because they are not well received. And it's also time to clear all those vows so we can start again accessing the gifts we have as advanced souls and the gifts for which we've we've been punished for, and the gifts that the planet and the other souls need, the gifts that they need now in this time of remembering who we are, and in this time of reconnecting with the true essence of our souls again. So basically these are like a portrait of the soul, of the advanced souls. I'm pretty sure that many of you are um, recognizing themselves in this portrait. And what happens with souls like us when are coming here on earth, and now we're going into the life scenario of advanced souls, because before coming here on earth we are connected there in the high dimensions, in the dimension of the soul, with so much light and love and truth, and we know the truth, and from there everything is so beautiful, and we just come here and we come into this dense dimension, and you know, we notice that once we go through this veil of illusion, nothing seems as it was seen from above, and somehow we kind of are getting lost in this in these dense dimensions. And the majority of advanced souls, I'm not saying that is a rule, but from my work and the people I work with, what I notice, the majority of those advanced souls that came here to bring so much love and light and truth, and they are connected with this blueprint of what home feels like. They came in dysfunctional families and took upon themselves a lot of dysfunctional patterns, and sometimes they took upon themselves so much pain and suffering, and that they connected with so much darkness in deep dungeons. And I think it's part of the mission of advanced souls is to, because of part of the mission of the advanced souls is to transform the collective energies that were keeping us apart until now from the truth and the beauty of of how things should be here on earth. We took upon ourselves those very difficult templates, and we chose to incarnate in very difficult dysfunctional patterns in families, especially to bring healing in those templates. And we did a great service to humanity because we took upon ourselves all this, and we transmuted a lot of those energies that were keeping until now all the family systems and all the systems on the planet were keeping them in separations, in illusion, in pain. And somehow we chose to transmute this, and we chose the families with the just with the right level of dysfunction, so we can heal those templates. And it's just we chose families so we can heal our big patterns and our um, big challenges that we have at the level of the soul. So um, then coming in those families during childhood, we kept hearing all sorts of programs that are coming from the old paradigm of conditional love. I love you if you do this. I love you. You're worthy of love only if you behave like this or like that. And this disconnected us even more from the truth we know deep down of what love means. And of course, love can be only unconditional, true love. But here on earth, when we came and we saw all the conditions we're putting us on love and on relationships, and sometimes in this sometimes brought us even to a point of more disconnection and more separation. And then we learned to survive and to take upon ourselves coping mechanisms and to make ourselves smaller than we are, and then make ourselves bigger than we are to compensate for something, or to and try to appear more than we are to overcompensate. And then we just forget who we are, from this. And then we go into the school at the age of 7 and we take upon ourselves even more conditioning and even more patterns from the society, from the school, from the teachers, from the ones who are teaching us. They are teaching us what? They are teaching us the old paradigm again of all the conditioning that are disconnecting us from the essence. And from conditioning to conditioning to conditioning, what happened is that we woke up one day and look around. Whose life is this? What am I doing here? Whose life am I living? What is this? And each and one of us who found themselves into this moment of feeling into deep dungeon of darkness and of disconnection from our true essence. We know that is the moment of awakening. That is the moment where this beautiful, challenging journey of remembering who we are starts. This is the moment where we're entering into this process of spiritual ascension, of remembering who we are. And from that point on, we can go only like this. Even if this process is a spiral, in my opinion, and the deepest we go into the darkness, the highest we can go into the light, and we have all sorts of phases and initiations we receive on this path, so we can develop more and more the connection with who we really are, both in darkness and both in light also. So, this is kind of the life scenario of an advanced soul, and this is the process seen from a higher perspective. And a very important thing that I want to tell you today is that I know many of us, we went through many challenges, and a lot of darkness and a lot of pain and a lot of disconnection and rejection and despair and worthlessness and every basically all the hard stuff that is possible to feel here on earth. But what I want to tell you today is that, you know, your wound is not only your wound, and I don't try to be dismissive of your pain if you're going through pain now, but I want to tell you that everything we suffered until now was the effect of a paradigm that was somehow wrong at its core. So it's there is a bigger perspective about your pain if you're going through pain, about your wounds, if you have deep wounds that you need to heal in your life and in your soul. You know, this is the effect of a paradigm of conditional love, of a paradigm of disconnection, of a paradigm of being really separated from our essence and living our lives on earth from that point of separation. So now what we're going through is a big shift of paradigm, so we can bring our real essence here. So we can live this life here, on earth as it is in heaven, which is the deep truth of our hearts, that our heart and our soul know that this is the deep truth. So it's a big shift of paradigm, and we're not alone in this. Somehow the humanity went through all this dark history of conditioning and everything that happened until now. But from now on, it's time for something different. So maybe this could give you, not to be dismissive for your pain, but maybe this could give you a bigger perspective about what is going on. And this shift of paradigm may give us more the image of a meaningful process we are going through right now. So this is the first part, the introduction module. So let's ask for the informations to be integrated in all the structures of a being. Let's ask to heal everything that was brought up into the surface, all the patterns, all the deep challenges of the soul. And thank you for your attention. And we're going to meet next time, and we're going to talk about deep challenges of advanced souls and how we can move beyond them. And it's going to be a very interesting module. So hugs for now. Bye.